Do you ever find yourself in a pattern of rescuing or taking care of the emotional needs of others? Do you ever feel like it's up to you to stop them from doing irresponsible or harmful things? Do you find yourself placing a lower priority on your own needs while being preoccupied with the needs of others? While this is an issue of boundaries, it's actually a deeper issue of codependency between you and your spouse or friend. This type of relationship is not uncommon when one person struggles with an addiction or an unhealthy habit or some troubling behavior that they have problems overcoming. Often one partner may have trouble controlling their impulses or addictions or simply not showing much interest in the partnership. Then the other partner, the one who's the codependent one, they go all out to try to fix the problem. Continuing to step in to help your loved one is actually a classic pattern of codependency. Codependency can also arise when a partner is self-absorbed or uninterested, when only one of you is asking to spend time together or approaching the other one. I work with many people who invest far too much energy agonizing, getting angry with, fretting over the choices of others, to the detriment of their own well-being. They come bemoaning the poor choices of their loved one, and they plot ways to try to fix or change them. And meanwhile, they've lost all sense of joy or personal identity, or even a sense of control over their own lives. So here's a good question to ask yourself. Am I working harder than my spouse, or child, or friend in trying to fix their problem? If the answer is yes, then you know it's a sign for you to step back from all the efforts you're making, try to help them change. Not only do you ultimately have little control over their choices, but trying to micromanage them only leads to resentment on your part as well as theirs. It also places you in the place of having to police them. It's not good for you, and it's certainly not good for them, as they never have the space to grow up and take responsibility for their own life. Your spouse or friend needs to choose to do the healthy things for themselves. They need to have the internal motivation to change, and then the willingness to do the hard work of making those changes. This includes their choice to get the support and help they need if they don't yet have the ability within themselves to overcome their problems. You can't do any of these things for others, and if you try, you can actually interfere with their process of changing and growing, which may not actually happen until they finally hit rock bottom or experience enough pain to make the required changes. Often there's nothing you can do about this other than to continue to pray and give them into God's hands. I know it's hard to watch our loved ones choose destructive paths and to feel so helpless as we see them live out the consequences of their choices. And even worse, it's really hard when you yourself have to bear the consequences of those choices. If you're still struggling to break free from a codependent relationship, here's some questions to ask yourself. Am I destroying myself in loving my partner or friend? What price am I paying for being with this person? Have I lost sight of myself and my hopes, dreams, and passions? But beyond trying to break free of the dysfunctional patterns in your relationship, one of the hardest things to examine is your own self. What needs are being met within yourself that keeps you in that codependent relationship? Is it to protect yourself from rejection or loss, because it makes you feel good to be needed, or to feel that sense of purpose, or give you a sense of control? So you can avoid looking at your own problems, since you look like you have it all together in comparison. Take the time to understand your own brokenness so that you can take steps to heal and overcome your own choices that hold you back from the full life Jesus wants you to live. Regardless of what your loved one chooses to do or not do, you can choose to focus on your own dreams, hopes, and passions, on deepening your relationship with God, and on squeezing every bit of joy you can out of your life. I'm Dr. Merry.